Hey everybody, this is Ryan Cozy at the chapel. I hope and pray you're doing well. I wanted to give just a brief update as it relates to circle groups this week. Coming off of the Easter holiday, I know we had a great time here at our Crosspoint location yesterday, but I also understand some great things happened at Cheektowaga as well as at Lockport. And so we're just excited to be a part of those special holy days like that, where we see just a large amount of people just for whatever reason, the sensitivity to the truth of the gospel seems fertile in many of those situations, and a number of folks have given their life to Christ. So please pray for those people as you think about it. In respect to circle groups, just a couple of things that I want to focus on. I think that one of the strengths that we have in circle groups that I hear most often from people is this is a place where I have built some great relationships and they've made the church feel smaller to me. And I've got good friends here. And so we celebrate that. Those are some good things that we celebrate. I want for people to feel like their circle groups are places where they have high degrees of relational connectivity. And to be honest, that's something that I feel like that exists in our circle group. As you know, we're only a couple of years old now, but yet I feel like God has grown our relational ability and our relational closeness with many folks, and so that's been exciting for us to be a part of that community. But one of the things that I just want to remind ourselves as circle group leaders to try to keep ourselves accountable to are four specific things. Number one starts with prayer. Just examining for yourself if you feel as if your group could use some help in their growth in prayer. Now, I'm only recommending this or asking you to prayerfully consider this because this is even something that our circle group has come to the realization of. That we're going to, the next resource that we're working with is actually a book that's going to help us to grow our prayer life. And so we, as a circle group, we try to, when we finish a curriculum, this is speaking for our group in particular, we try to look at different things that exist that are out there. And then we try to make the decision based on the four outcomes. So we know that there's the outcome of intimacy with God, and there's the outcome of Christ-like relationships, there's the outcome of knowing and using our spiritual gifts, and then there's the outcome of knowing and using our grace story. And we felt as if when it related to our intimacy with God, that God wanted to help us grow in our prayer life. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to focus on that. And so I just want to ask you, what is the state of prayer? What does the state of prayer look like in your circle group today? Just prayerfully consider that. And if God wants you to respond to that, then we want you to be receptive to what God is asking you to do. If your prayer life in your groups is great, then that's fantastic. But it's something I felt led to want to communicate to our circle group leaders. And then the second, third, and fourth thing deal with missional behavior. The first is presence, the second is proclamation, and the third is conversion. And so I just want to make sure that we're touching base with our circle group leaders, and that circle group leaders are touching base with the people that they've been entrusted to lead. What does it look like right now in the life of the average believer in your group as it relates to presence? And when I say presence, I mean, what kind of relationships are they intentionally building with people that they know don't know Jesus? Let's ask these questions. Let's be accountable to one another about this. The second level of that is, what does the life of the average believer in your circle group look like as it relates to proclamation? And what I mean specifically about that is just the opportunities that we have to share the gospel and our grace story pointing to the gospel with those relationships that we have. We just want to ask about those things. We want to make sure that we're keeping each other accountable. And then the final one is conversion. And that is basically when you think about the average person in your circle group, has anybody had the opportunity to see someone come to a saving faith in Jesus Christ? Now, we don't control conversion, all right, but we do need to be responsible for presence and proclamation. But I just want to make sure that we, in our rhythms of circle group gathering, that we're talking about things and we're trying to keep ourselves accountable to the things that point to saturation in this region. Our church is focused on giving every man, woman, and child repeated opportunities to hear, to see, and respond to the gospel message of Jesus Christ. And gang, I know many of you have put these dots together, but the reality is if everyday people aren't joining God on this mission, the staff of our church, no matter what location we're at, our staff is not capable of saturating this region with the gospel. We need all of God's Christ followers to join him on his mission. And that involves us, in some measure, I feel, keeping ourselves accountable to certain things that we say we value. And so I just want you to prayerfully consider those things for your circle group. What do those things look like? What is God asking you to help keep your group accountable? These are four: prayer, presence, proclamation, and conversion. These four I personally have felt convicted about lately, even as it relates to circle group leadership for my group. God bless you, gang. I pray that you're doing well. If you have any thoughts or questions, you can email me at rkozey@thechapel.com. I'll do my best to give you a very prompt response. God bless you.